Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics University. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back, guys. We have some good news tonight. Good news tonight the government is going to start giving out grants up to 400,000 K to those who lost their homes in Beryl. Now, if that is not good news, gonna tell me what is. So, guys, let us do our greetings, and I'm going to ask you to please like up the live, and share it up when you come in. Let me see who they here so far. Let's see. Oh, can I hear good? Everything good? Let me know. Let me see. So here we have Miss Claudia. Good night, everybody. Simone. Good night, moderator. Welcome back. Yes, justice for Melissa. All that we need for talk about too, you know. You understand? And we are going to get in that a little bit tonight. Because I really have something to say about that. Um, John Black, good night. Rosalind, good night. East Portland, big up yourself. East Portland, I've been on vacation. I just came back recently. And I have not turned on the phone for the program until just now. It's been a while. But welcome back. I guess you got your light back and your power back. Last time you told me you didn't have any power over there in East Portland. So guys, rock and come in, share up the live. Me glad for hear so people are gonna get some help. You know the donation drive started. And people have been donating. Things have been coming in through donation into the country from people who are doing charities for Jamaica. So I'm just gonna read a little data and show you what go on. Let us see something. Hold on. So it's grant up to 400,000. Yeah. Yes, guys. So what go on with you now? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Let's see. Yeah, man. Everywhere we go, everybody talk about the US election. As you guys know, I read an article today, and I'm gonna ask you guys to give it a read when you have a chance. Vice President Kamala Harris. Her father wrote an article called Reflections of a Jamaican Father. I think you all should read it. You can Google it. It's a very good article from Kamala's father, who made sure that his two daughters were in touch with their roots and their other half of their identity in Jamaica. It's a very good article, guys. And as you know, Mr. Harris came to America in the 60s to pursue a PhD at Berkeley in California. That's where his daughter was born. He did his schooling in Jamaica from basic school, coming up through primary, through high school at Titchfield. He went to UA as well. And he is an award-winning professor of economics in the United States. He's an interesting person. He's also done some financial advising to Jamaica, guys. You understand? He's done some financial advising. I think him say under several administrations. And in that article that he wrote, he talks about his, I think that was his grandmother, paternal grandmother, saying that she was a staunch labor right. And I think she was a small businesswoman as well. And that's where he was inspired to go into economics. Very interesting, guys. You ought to read it. It's called Reflections of a Jamaican Father. Unfortunately, there's going to be a rally in my city where I live. Kamala Harris is coming. I have to work. I can't be there. I was really looking forward to it, but I can't get out of working. So I'll miss it, but otherwise, I've already made donations to her campaign and I'll continue to put in the work campaigning in my city for her. Karen and I are supposed to do a joint live broadcast together, guys. We're not setting a date yet, but look out for that. So back to Jamaica now, and back to Jamaica and the Beryl relief. Let me see how much people lose their house. Hold on there. Jamaica get 2.5 million, I think, from, who was it? Some organization, the first organization that pledged 2.5 million to Jamaica. I don't remember, guys, because so much things are going. And then with that, Uno Sister Leaching started a fundraising drive with NCB. Them dropping couple millions too. Remember, say Jamaica had a payout of an insurance that they had with disaster that paid out about 2.5, a 2.5, I think a 2.5 billion Jamaican dollars. And so the fundraising also food for the poor. Then there's something that are coming. So Jamaica is in a position right now where them can render some assistance to some people. You understand, guys? So I'm glad to see that. Now, according to RGR, 500 homes were destroyed by the hurricane. 500, I told them I realized there's so much. And as you guys know, Colonel Charles Jr. is the one who made the announcement. So 500 homes were destroyed, and Mr. Charles said these affected families will receive a grant of $400,000 from the government. Uno do the maths in our comments now, please. $400,000. If a 500 home destroyed, guys, and each family will get up to 400,000. Uno do the maths in there, please. Those whose homes were severely damaged will receive $150,000, and those who suffered major damage will receive 50,000. Well, Andy, this not add up. I mean, if you look at the entirety, the totality of that article, I don't know if they're talking different currency. I'll look at it while I'm talking to you guys. It was also reported in the Glean as well. Government to give grants up to 400K to Jamaicans. I guess them are gonna allocate the money based on the degree of damages to the homes, because different people who suffer different damages. I'm guessing. I need to read the fullness of this RGR report. Let me see something. Hold on. See now, 26 minutes ago, the Observer is reporting that the Observer Finance Minister Nigel Clark now saying the government will not be exhausting the funds it has for disaster risk financing to pay for recovery following the passage of Hurricane Beryl. Clark said only 5 billion will be withdrawn from local funds and no loans will be taken. So that maybe not sound too bad still cause the heap of loan business guys. I mash up Jamaica economy, you know. The whole heap of loan. And some people take loan and then don't responsibly, you know. You understand, guys? So them just take loan and when you default, you're not a lot and part with nobody again because nobody not gonna trust you for lending anything again. Let me see the comments here. Welcome back, Miss Jennifer. Yes, man, it's good to be back. Thank you for joining. Yes. Prissy D, big up yourself. Miss Anne-Marie, big up yourself. Yes. We have to be careful. Even though a disaster, we can't just run in on the money, so we have to take our time. I'm glad for say we not just depend on what is in the government coffers. We're getting, you know, patriotic Jamaicans who are raising funds, sending things to Jamaica, and people who are donating. You understand? So we kind of have a little cushion due to the goodwill of other people. So that's wonderful. Sorry about that, guys. So see there, Nigel is saying, let me just move this out of the way. We can drain these resources. Only 5 billion to fund Beryl recovery. We have to be careful because so one of the problem depend Nigel in a idea, yeah, in a evening, yeah. Me see them just not too long report say away they see it, yeah. The Nurses Association them a demand an urgent meeting with Nigel over compensation review. Money that again. Let me just give you that little information here. Anytime you see nothing go on money, and it have to do with money, everybody get reminded who owe them money and who want them money. Worse like how with the burial situation right now. On a year, yeah, guys.
I am Dawn Marie Richards, President of the Nurses Association of Jamaica. So this is one of our scheduled meetings. This is our third quarterly general meeting. We have three such meetings for the year, for our nursing year. At this point, one of the agenda items is the outstanding compensation review items. For the past 2 years, we have been carrying that topic on our meeting agendas. We had our last Ministry of Finance on the 2nd of April 2024. At that meeting, some decisions should have been taken. We are not sure what is happening because we have not been able to meet with the minister since then again, or any member of the team. We don't know why we are not able to meet with him or any member of the team because we were promised a meeting at the end of April. That meeting did not materialize. On the 2nd of May, I was called for a meeting. We have a scheduled meeting on that day, so I did articulate that, but we were promised, I did say we would facilitate the ministry at that time. They did say they would get back to me. They never got back to us. I have written to the Ministry of Finance, I've written to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and to date, the matters continue. On Tuesday of this week, we got a letter from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service signed by Mr. Wayne Jones, speaking to matters that one of the team players at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. And that letter speaks to matters that we believe are not in keeping with what we are waiting for, because we know what the policy is on subsistence. We are just awaiting payments for persons. We thought the traveling policy was already sorted out. We are now hearing that they are revising the policy and that we will get information at a later date. No set timelines are in that letter. We also are at the position where we are looking at our outstanding extra hours work policy and uniform policy implementation dates. We have none for those matters either. For us, we are demanding a meeting with the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. That is why we are today. We need to know from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service what next. We need to know that, and we need to know that urgently. The meeting will decide what next for us. But at this, we are not looking at the withdrawal of services. That is not where we are going. As we would have said earlier, it is not about affecting patient care. That's not what it is about. It is about seeking to the welfare of the nurses of Jamaica. It is said that there is respect for the nurses of Jamaica, but we are not so sure in based on what we see. At this time, I ask us, we are going to be voting as to what actions we take of us taking some action in relation to the result. That letter that came shows a level of disrespect to the nursing fraternity across Jamaica, and we are not willing to sit and just accept that level of disrespect. So it is time that we now act. That letter that we received from Mr. Wayne Jones, we are not accepting that. We want the minister to speak to us. He has a duty and a responsibility to the Nurses Association of Jamaica. Though we acknowledge your letter that you have sent to us, Mr. Jones, I'm made aware that since April 1st, 2024, we got a note or a letter stating that there's an effective date for extra duty or extra hours worked. However, to date, there's not an implementation. Minister of Finance, we're just liking to know when is that implementation date going to be effective. Thank you.
I have been to all meetings, and I am tired of hearing the response that we have nothing new on outstanding compensation review. For me, it's tiring, and going back to work to the nurses who I'm motivating to come to work, who I'm encouraging to do overtime to fill in the gap, and then not be able to say what is happening with your outstanding compensation matters. It's disrespectful, and to come today with high hopes and to hear a letter that doesn't even sound like they have finalized or know what is happening or know what we're talking about. I think it is disrespectful, and they're disregarding us. And I'm disgruntled, and I'm sure I speak for all the nurses in this room. 2024, and if you don't hear from the minister tomorrow, by later today.
Economic power of care does not only speak to caring, it speaks to the financial stability of the individuals who offer the care. And that is something that we are We are so upset about at this point that after 2 years, when a contract period would have ended, we are still not able to say we have completed a cycle.
Yeah, guys, that was a 6 minute 11-second video posted by the Jamaica Gleaner. The nurses, the Nurses Association of Jamaica, they're demanding urgent meeting regarding some compensation with the government. Mrs. Somebody make a comment. Somebody make a comment look a while. Hold on. Me not really like that comment there. Wait there. Guys, when people are talk out for them right, wanna stop from talk about them connected to jail, PR, PNP. Wanna stop it. I don't like it. I have family members who are nurses in Jamaica. So when you hear people are talk out for them right, don't come put no political party affiliation with them, because what you're doing, John Black, you're undermining the concerns of the nurses. Nursing is one of the hardest jobs that anyone will ever take on. It is physically and mentally demanding. The hours are long. You're going to work to take on people's problems, health problems, emotional problems, and you dare not make a mistake when you're doing that job. So I don't think it's right for you to be attaching. Remember, this is not a platform, where you come over here so you get people a beat down JLP every day or a beat down PNP every day. We'll balance over here. And I am sure that not all nurses in Jamaica are PNP or JLP. It does not matter what political party they vote for or affiliated with. Their issues are legitimate. Don't do that. That being said, the government and Nigel Clark, I am hoping to hear. Janet, when you say that's what they sign up for, what are you saying? They're not complaining about the job that they do. That's not their complaint. Their complaint is that they're in this talk, this 2 year talk, compensation talk, and they want closure. That's not too much to ask. No nurse ever going to the field and complain about serving people and taking care of people. They know what the job entails from the very beginning, and it's because most of them, majority, is because they care why they go into nursing. It's not because the job is easy, and it's certainly not because it's the best paying job in the world, but it's because they care. So they know what they signed up for, but don't lose sight of what the issue here is. Don't lose sight of that. And don't put no politics to it, because whether them JLP, PNP or no P, their concerns are legitimate. If I did PNP in a government and them a complain, Uno would have said the same thing. Uno that right now, who they on JLP side would not say yes, deal with the nurses them. So now that JLP in a government and them attack, the nurses them PNP affiliated, look here, nobody piss me off. Not come with them argument over here. Please, I beg you no. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the most dangerous place to work, not even in a war zone, never dangerous like in medical facilities, healthcare facilities. And since COVID come in, me see a lot of people and a lot of countries that talk about, say, big up healthcare workers. Enough people never understand the importance and the sacrifice of being a healthcare worker until COVID-19. So really and truly, the nurses them should even in an argument with nobody right now about no compensation and no money. They're not supposed to in an argument because they show up. When we have crisis and pandemic, they show up. So I feel like say right now, we must show up for them. And when we say we, when you say we, Me talking about the government. Me talking about the finance minister. Them not supposed to have beg. Remember, you know, guys, if you don't want to hear truth, nobody come over here saying, and only when the truth come down from PMP, uno feel glad for hear it, you know, uno feel glad for hear the truth anytime. That is what this platform represents. The nurses, them calling for the meeting and being upset and disgruntled. Nothing wrong. They want fair treatment and they want to get compensated for their work. I didn't say that to say anything, Janet, other than the fact that this is what the job entails, and therefore they need to be treated fairly. They know what the job entails, and so do I. And I'm saying, in light of that, their issues need to be addressed. So you don't have to tell me that's what they sign up for. I know it, they know it, and you know it. So let us focus on why they are disgruntled. I don't hear why you don't want to talk about that part. Let us talk about that part. Why they are disgruntled. They're not being unfair. The nurses then want to treat people respectfully. They're not the majority of the nurses. And just because you have a few of them with bad attitudes, it does not mean that all nurses are like that. Even in Jamaica, not all nurses are like that. And you cannot use that to paint a broad brush on all the nurses. Have you ever considered that maybe because they not get treated fairly, it bring out frustration in them? Them are human being just like me and you too. Every healthcare worker must have a good attitude, even when them have them own problem. We agree with that. But as I said, just like how you can come criticize the nurse them, what me gonna don't come in at the comment come criticize the government and Nigel Clark them who supposed to deal with the people in problem. Why you not criticize that? Me not want to tribalist over here, you know. Good night, Miss Evelyn. Thank you for joining. Welcome. I work in the Ministry of National Security in Jamaica, and it was not nice either. I read the comment them for see if anybody I go talk insane that the nurses them forget their concerns heard. Let me see if anybody in the comment ever say that. Cause when I criticize the nurse them who them have a legitimate concern, you know. And them have issues what's supposed to be addressed. So let me see if everybody in the comment will come bash the nurse them. Let me see. Not tell me if calm down, Miss Lucille. I talk. What you mean by? Me have family members who are nurse at Jamaica. Mm-hmm. Come from a family of nurses. My daughter soon gone to nursing school too. We have to balance, you know. The argument about the nurses them having bad attitude. Even in America, some of them have bad attitude too. And the Jamaican nurses them alone, some of them have bad attitude. But that does not give employers and governments and ministries a pass to not deal with them properly when it comes down to them compensation. They don't get a pass for that. When I go to the hospital, I don't want to go back home. No, some have to take bad things make laugh. What you mean by I migrated since okay. Nursing is not an easy job, guys. In a every employment, every year of employment where you're going on, you're going to have majority good and you're going to have a handful of bad or people with bad attitude. It is so wrong to be talking like, say, every nurse at Jamaica bad or them have bad attitude. That is not true. Look here. Right now, in America, I can tell you now, since COVID, whole heap of nurses leave the field. Some gone into early retirement because them have pre-existing condition. Some did all kind of something. Nursing job the America like dirt. Yes. I have many nurses in a Jamaica. As much as all them there, then they are complain about them compensation and sitting. Them not leaving Jamaica to work anywhere else. Them going to stay there and work. How you know Garfield said the government give them a good package? How you know that? I bet say use a labor right. One must be fair. And this is why I can't be a tribalist, you know. This is why I can't be no diehearted because I get to realize say, yes, the diehearted politics in a Jamaica, it really and truly, what I call it now. People will have some legitimate concern. Want to take this diehearted thing way too far. Because the woman them a complain. You know, long me not see a male nurse in a Jamaica. The woman them a complain. And the first thing where one of una go come in at the comment come say the nurse association of PNP. What kind of argument that? All them some them know want come out and chat to someone, you know. You can't say that. And that is how you know say someone are tribalist. I mean I invite that over here. They're in dialogue with the government. The government must continue the dialogue with them and let the public know what the public's supposed to know. Hold on, let me see something. Me I go open up the phone line a little bit, you know, but hold on, let me just go back to that's something you know with the money with Beryl. I don't know when. Look here, I don't know how much on in the comments you not have any damages to no home. I don't know when them are gonna allocate the money, you know. Let me see if I can find out. Go into the information. When they're going to allocate the money. Is there anybody in the comment who had their home damaged? Or if you have a neighbor or anybody you know, family member who had their home damaged? Let me know, guys. Okay, I didn't see your apology, John, but your apology is accepted. Guys, when you talk to me about the housing situation, let me see. My East Portland office start to give out zinc and ply. That's good. 500 houses damaged. Jesus Father. Then suppose the storm in make landfall in a Jamaica. Jamaica got real lucky with this one, you know. Real lucky. The only thing I'm not like though is that when we're talking about giving out grants to help people rebuild their damaged homes, right? We need to also take into consideration that there's gonna be future hurricanes. So sometimes the rebuilding that take place, the people them need to be educated and encouraged to make sure so them building them thing back stronger. So when another storm pass through, their house can withstand the storm. Me have one friend down Negril. I heard that our business place get mashed up. I need to call her and see. She called in for the program here already too. I have a friend house got damage in Clarendon. One time I find out about the date. I mean, East Portland said FEMA representative already start giving out zinc and ply. So with this new news, about the allocation of the funds, I think maybe they should put a date on it or whatever, right? One other issue when I see people I send come give me, so I must please to talk about the by-election was supposed to happen in a St. Thomas. What them I say, I know it not happen. What is the delay? The delay with the by-election, the people them say we must talk about it. Anybody know talking I comment? I wanna try call the phone, because I not even know. Let me can see something here, so. Let me save the phone here. Alright. So many messages I gotta catch up on. Guys, the people them say, why in a by-election now keep? The representative died how much months now? I'm Beryl. I know by-election now keep. Me no know. By-election now keep. But me no know right now still with everything what go on. Me no know how people concerned about election, but that does not mean that if an election should be held, it should not be held, or at least explain to the people what is going on. Cause the man they did a good look while enough for true. I say, oh no by election keep. I saw this article posted on the Gleaner, which was a good one. It talks about Biden's lesson in leadership. I may tell you to say, patriotism, guys, very important. Yes, the people who cannot make ethical and moral decisions, they're not good to lead a country. All leaders are tested, whether they're in a opposition or they're in a government. And I strongly believe that they should all be tested before they get into a government. When they have to make ethical and moral decisions, you watch what they do, and that's how you will be able to tell if they make good leaders. And we have seen many times where this man here have had to make ethical and moral decisions, and he doesn't do it. I don't think he cares that much about ethics and morals. For if he did, he wouldn't have bought PMP for $10 million. And he wouldn't. All right, it's the moderator calling now. Hello, good night. Good night, moderator. How are you?
Good. I mean, I'd have to call in because some members I don't call it into re-emerge from luxurious vacation,
Yeah, man, what go on?
Yeah, they listen to the program. I see the little thing where happening at the chat and you know, I mean John apologized and all, but what may I say is really Nurses Association. Yeah? I mean, they have a concern. And I kind of understand the concern. They've been arguing some emoluments and stuff that them feel like never did negotiate properly. But the other union, the Nurses Association is basically the union lobbying on behalf of the nurses, right? Alright, the compensation package that they signed off on, yeah, didn't cover all of them concerns that them have now. Yeah? But they signed off on a package. Now, if they are in dialogue with the ministry, yeah, and the dialogue ongoing, because them are asked for something were never in the initial package. Right? The parts of them have concerns about them subsistence and all. That's a valid concern. Yeah? And the ministry and them need to iron out that. But the notion that is out there that nurses are not being properly compensated, yeah, is a false narrative. If you go on the ministry's website, you can draw up the salary structure that took effect from 2021, 1st of April to 2024. Yeah? And anybody who works in public sector can tell you, this is or that was the best compensation package ever, at least in my history where government is concerned. Yeah? So, people that talk about the people in concern, read them subsistence and all, them to talk about that, but don't talk about nurses are not being properly compensated.
Well,
it's a false narrative.
So I'm aware of the recent change with the compensation. I actually follow some Jamaican nurses on YouTube, and they came out when it happened, and they broke down, what nurses are making depending on, the level of care they provide or what degree they hold and stuff like that. And as I said, I have family members who are nurses. I also have an aunt, Jamaican nurse for over 2 decades, who is working in Cayman on a 2-year contract. So, with that being said, I don't get the impression that they're complaining about, what you are saying, that some people are saying them not get compensated properly or whatever. They have an ongoing dialogue with the government right now, and what they are saying is that they are not getting anywhere in this dialogue because they might have scheduled meeting. The last meeting they had was what, April 2nd? Now is we are going to August. That is not an ongoing dialogue. That is a dialogue where, pitchy patchy. So right now, the finance minister must come back and have dialogue with these people, or at least make some communication with them where them not have to come to the media and come to the public. There's a problem.
True, I may agree with that. That's why I say them need to iron out the whole thing with subsistence and different overtime payments and stuff like that. But me say people been saying it. Me hear the argument more than once. Me hear it on a program other than this program. And me see people in the comments are stressed that thing about nurses are not being properly compensated. Now in a public sector, people now go feel like them properly compensated. But what me I say is the restructuring that took place, the last restructuring that took place, are the best salary package offer ever in a government history. Right? So the people them forget that part of the outside and just stick to the people them emoluments with them discuss them subsistence, them overtime and stuff like that.
Well,
and stop spread the narrative that
we can't stop people from the start or omit, and people who are out here about politics, who are against the government, them gonna talk those things, and we have a duty to talk the truth, right? So that's what you are saying.
That's why I add my voice to it now, because people will always come in and comments, come talk what them don't know. And most of what are not work in a government and understand government system. Right?
Yes, well, I appreciate your comment on this. And at the same time, we over here are calling for Nigel Clark to deal with the people them. So that's the because when it comes to a point,
they need to iron out them little crinks there.
When
it get it out of the way with.
Yes, and when it gets to a point where they have to take it to the media, and they are recording the media recording the meeting and posting it, it really make it look bad. Now, if you have a dialogue with the people, them in half a reach right there, so them say, and I quote here, they said that the last meeting that they had was April 2nd with the finance ministry, and that they receive a letter. They received a letter 2 days ago, but it did not address the matters about which the NAJ is awaiting an update. So why would they do that?
But the mayor says, the NAJ is not the only union body we're in a negotiation with the government pertaining to the same emoluments. The Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions are also in the dialogue. Yeah? The Jamaica Civil Service will fall under the same confederation, also in a dialogue. Yeah? But the spin we see I put on the nurses part that they are not being properly compensated. People want to understand the issues, need to get them facts straight.
Well, you know what? You can go up on the website and take off the information where you think need to be out there and share that information on the platforms. They may not understand why Nigel Clark would have send letter to them and don't address the issue when they come out. That is very counterproductive, and that's why we're here talking about that now.
So they need to iron out those crinks, because the longer this thing drawn out, the more people are going to spin the narratives and make it look bad.
Communication is very important,
True.
So, me don't like the idea of, as me say, although our friend John Clark apologized, enough time me see where certain people come about some issues, and the first thing will come out of our mouth before we talk about they talk about the thing on merit. First thing will come out of our mouth, oh, them are JLP and them are PM. We need to stop that something then.
Yeah, go get it. You're not going straight from it, our good little friend, they have that style too,
Oh.
Yeah, but
Oh.
Oh, go to friend always in the comments sometime. Go down apart still. Let me say, but we are gonna get that. But the reason why them things will come up over time, people who up on the ground understand the politics and understand the whole landscape know that there are bodies who are affiliated. Some of us know that. Yeah? And sometimes they make it so obvious that people have to talk it as how them see it too.
Yeah. Well, me ask our friend Garfield Douglas to call in on the program. Because Garfield Douglas, me accuse him saying I'm a tribalist. So, Mr. Garfield, call in the program. Because
Yeah, I call you, man. Yeah, I'm blessed up everybody in the chat. Open the line, make Garfield call in there.
yeah, man, thank you so much for calling.
Alright,
Take
bless.
care. Me not hear the moderator phone a echo on me tonight. Him look like him get new phone. Moderator, tell me if you get new phone. That was a pleasant call. Garfield, call in on the program. See number there down at the bottom. Me gonna tell you why me say you're a tribalist. Me did glad to see the compensation package where the government do with the nurses them in a 2020 right around the COVID time, you know. And as me say, me follow this young nurse on YouTube. She came and broke down the whole thing with the salary. And that was good. And I saw that and I'm aware of that. But what I am saying is, if you're in a dialogue with the people them, you can't come and in a dialogue when you feel like it. You come and you deal with them and you continue and you be consistent. So that's them now if you come disgruntled now. Jamaica 411, what is 200 million? Oh, you got your phone fixed. Okay, cool. That's good. It sounds much better. Sounds better. Jamaica 411 said 200 million. But if you don't know anybody with their house mash up, guys, make sure you tell them. I don't know if them have to go to their member of parliament or how them are going to do it. And this is the information and communication problem now where the government is concerned. If them are going to announce, say, you know, them are going to start to assist people with them housing issue after the storm, they need to tell the people them how and where them can get the assistance. They haven't said anything about that. Let me see something. Can I like forget that information there before me come off. $400,000. Up to 400,000. Alright. See the article here. So me just show no one sitting a while ago. Pan RGR. See the article here. It say Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr. announced that families whose houses have been destroyed would receive a grant up to 400,000. Hold on there. So the grant is up to 400,000. Those who have been severely damaged will receive grant up to $150,000 for severe damages, guys. And persons who experience minor damages will get $50,000. Oh, Jesus. It goes so for true. So, what if happen to you if you get the 400,000 now? In a ministerial statement in Garden House, Charles said the government is exploring electronic payments and cash cards to expedite the grants and improve service delivery. Under the government's rehab grants program, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security would be giving 500 micro business operators who lost their livelihoods a grant of 100,000 each. Additionally, the government has allocated 30 million to 200 students at the teacher level. The students who will receive 150,000 each will be identified from households that have been severely impacted in the category 4 hurricane. At the same time, Finance and Public Service Minister Dr. Nigel Clark has given the assurance that the administration would treat as priority the reconstruction and restoration of schools and hospitals. Concerns have been raised by some school administrators who are pushing for emergency repairs to institutions impacted by the hurricane in time for reopening in September. In a statement to Parliament on Tuesday, Clark said 5 billion has been allocated to address relief and recovery efforts. The minister said that while 10.9 billion is available in the disaster relief fund, the government would retain 5.9 billion in the event the country is impacted by another disaster. Quote, the principle is to leave something back because we don't know how things are going to unfold. The finance minister said 1.3 billion would be disbursed to the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation to finance programs announced by the Prime Minister last week. He said 1 billion has been set aside for the Ministry of Labor and Social Security to carry out the programs announced by Charles. Clark said that expenditure exceeding the 5 billion earmarked for recovery and relief will be financed from the proceeds of donations and through the reallocation of budgetary resources. So guys, right now me hear somebody say the government for use the housing program. I don't know if you agree with this. But somebody said the government for use the housing program for the relief. What do you think about that? Yesterday, house them where the government are get to the indigent people them and the old people them, disabled people them. Them must say the government must use them the house there and get to some of the hurricane victim. Them want to think. I think the Prime Minister say disagree with it. Me did I say use the resources that we have now. First, the donation them, whatever the government can allocate, use up that resource first. But I feel like say maybe the government could have really use some other housing something there for help out the people them. Yeah, some people lose their whole house. And for hold back some of the money in case another storm come. That is a good idea because rest assured more storm is going to come. You understand? So that is not such a bad idea, but yeah, we have to just do what makes sense, yeah. Some of my house them where them a give away. The people them who lose their whole house, them can give them one and two of their house there too. Me feel so. But the resources that we have now, those should be used up as well. And first, when I hear about schools being damaged and hospitals facing damages, that them there's something there is a real serious thing what happened. Even though the storm didn't make landfall in Jamaica. I'm just glad that it didn't, but this was pretty bad, you know? So considering we're not done with the season yet. I have to do what makes sense. I don't like to hear say Jamaica borrow money. Jesus Father. Me not like to hear say Jamaica borrow money, guys. Anyway, I was reading the article in hopes to hear about how, you know, people can apply for assistance and who they can go to. But me don't know. Maybe at a later time, they will make the announcement. On ear Charles said that they want to do some electronic disbursement of the funds. Hopefully that information will come and people know how they can apply for the assistance. Sorry, I can't give you that information right now, guys. But as soon as I get it, I will certainly give it to you. So, I want me to tell for Colleen, Mr. Garfield, Clark gone. Me hope so the people them take time get back their light and them something there, guys. Yeah, and everybody get back their light yet. One of my cousin, she have a shop and she tell me say she give away so much things to the neighbors and the people them in the community because she never want the thing them for spoil upon her. I don't think she get back no light yet, you know. A lot of people had to do that. Anyway, guys, let us catch up tomorrow. Hopefully we can get some more information. The the real the real issue in the country right now is this recovery thing. You understand? So make us see what go on. When I really hear them people here, I don't know. Guys, you look here. Tell you now already, I'm gonna tell you now again. Right here now, Jamaica no need to go no worse than where we have. No. This them people here, Mark Gold in them and Peter Bunt in them is worse. But that no means say we not fi hold accountable those who are in leadership of the country. No. Nigel Clark and the government and everybody who in the government, they must be held accountable. But in the same breath, we don't want to see the situation get worse with them people. We know where him and Peter Bunting come out, and it has nothing to do with the Jamaican people. Them come to carry out them agenda of enriching themselves. We see what them do. We see what them do with the economy. We know how them come into politics, especially this one right here. We know how him come into politics. Financial engineering when him help Omar Davis with all kind of something. Look here, guys, them people are toxic. Then destroy them one party, them are destruction. Anyway, you see them, death and destruction. I want to say one final word before me leave you, so. Let me see. The 10th of August I come is going to make 9 months since them people a kill Melissa and then cover it up. 9 months. I'm more to know how long does it take for a woman who die under these circumstances to get local justice. May I wonder if when November the 10th come, which would make 1 year since them kill Melissa and cover it up. May I wonder if by them time there, we're going to hear a trial date set or what? Because we don't intend for wait no 5 or 10 years for that woman to get justice, you know. This is ridiculous. All of those who are involved in the homicide of this lady, the cover up with them though, wicked. So the prosecutors in Jamaica, and this is what I mean by the reform. When we're talking about crime in the country last night over here, and we said that crime is not just about, policing and them sitting there. The whole justice system want reform. Expedite these kind of cases here. This is why crime can't done, because a lot of times justice delayed is justice denied, and people just take the thing that they another business with nothing. So I want to know how much longer before we hear a trial date. The man denied bail. Right now we're supposed to hear about a trial date set. We want justice. Nobody thinks we'll forget about it. Very sad. Anyway, maybe one of these nights we can come out here and talk about nurses and their salaries and stuff like that. Good night, Miss Avis. Thank you for joining. Guys, big up to our seniors, our elders who are in the room. I appreciate you guys. As I tell you guys last night, we have a lot of our seniors and elders in Jamaica and the diaspora who listen to us at nights. Anyway, guys, let us catch up tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for your participation. Make sure that you give the live a thumbs up, guys, and make sure that you share it with somebody. We'll come back tomorrow. Take care.